Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Tony Award winner Laura Benanti has stepped into her dream role of Eliza Doolittle in Lincoln Center Theater's glorious new production of Lerner and Loewe's classic musical, My Fair Lady, and I caught up with her right before a performance. Well, first of all, welcome back to Broadway, and with My Fair Lady. How does it feel?
It's a dream come true, an actual dream come true. Yeah.
Was this the dream role of yours or a dream role?
No, this is the dream role. I mean, certainly Gypsy was a dream role, Amalia was a dream role, but this was the pinnacle. This was the part that I had been longing to play since I was 4 years old. I listened to the record with my mom. She would read me the inside, the lyrics, and tell me the story. Julie Andrews is, it's no secret that Julie Andrews is my idol. And so getting to step into this role is really a dream come true.
So you really first heard this like at 4 years old?
Oh yeah, I mean, my mother was an actress and a music teacher, or a singing teacher, so musicals were playing in our home all the time, and this was it for me.
What is it about this role? Because everyone I've spoken to who's ever tackled this at some point, like Christine Andreas, what is it about this role?
She has such a huge arc from A to Z, similar to Gypsy. You know, I'm very drawn towards somebody who has a very, who starts in one place and ends up in a totally different place. You know, it's everything. It's comedy, it's drama. It's basically like doing a play and an opera. And it's, for me, the greatest challenge I've taken on, just in terms of the sheer, what it requires of you.
All right, let's talk about your director, Bartlett Sher, because every time I see his stuff, his shows, he spends so much time on the text, which I think is fascinating, that it's like a play with songs, even though it's a full musical.
Yes, I think that is something he is incredible at. He really pulls the text out. I know that they put a lot of Pygmalion into this as well, but he really, he is an actor's director. He's not just looking for a beautiful voice. He's looking for people who can bring humanity and a sense of reality to whatever he's doing. He's really astonishing.
What's he like to work with? Like, did you work sometime on this show with him?
Yes, I mean, not as much as I think we both would have liked, because he's doing To Kill a Mockingbird, so we worked together maybe 4 times. But he, Maggie Burrows, who's his assistant director, was wonderful. And then Jen Ray Moore, the stage manager, she's been incredible. And Bart is here as often as he can be, and he and I have a shorthand because we did Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown together. And I'm considering myself in previews, so I know, once he's able to come back and see it more times, he'll elevate my performance even more. So,
what do you remember about your first performance on stage here at the Beaumont as Eliza?
I remember the stage turning, the turntable turning, and seeing the audience for the first time, and them seeing me, and knowing my mother was in the audience, and my dad Sal, and my husband, and I just started crying, because it is very rare that someone gets their dream fulfilled, and I've had a lot of them recently. I had Ella, and now I get to do this, and I have my amazing husband and healthy parents, and so I just felt a tremendous sense of gratitude in that moment.
Juggling motherhood and 8 shows a week. What is that like so far? I know it's new again.
It's really challenging, especially because it would be delightful to be able to sleep in. It would be incredible to not use my voice, except when I'm at the theater, and that's just not possible with my daughter. She's actually here right now in my dressing room, so when I'm done, I'm going to go hang out with her. And thank goodness for my husband. He's such a supportive person, and gets up with her every morning that he can. And Joanna, our nanny, and our friend Lauren, and we have a real village taking care of Ella. She's, Rachel, and I could name them all.
Singing this glorious score, what's it like living in the world of Lerner and Loewe?
I mean, it's just, these are iconic songs. These are songs that are built into at least my cellular DNA. This has been a part of me since I can remember. So it feels like a gift. I try to let every word that I sing just be like, thank you.
How demanding is this role? Like I told you, Julie Andrews said this was the most demanding role she's ever tackled, but the most satisfying.
Mm-hmm. It's incredibly difficult. I think the next phase of my journey is just going to be figuring out how to give enough that I feel proud of my performance, but also where can I back off so I remain vocally healthy? Because the Cockney and then the belting, then going into the very high soprano, it just requires a lot of you. It's mostly the speaking that is so difficult, especially the Cockney, and there's a lot of yelling. So I'm just trying to figure out right now how to keep myself vocally healthy.
Because it's a wild arc ride she takes with this like growly kind of voice, and I was wondering where you put your voice that is sings so beautifully later.
Yeah, I'm experimenting now with trying to make it more nasal, putting it into like a more nasal resonator as opposed to letting it all live here. If I were doing a film, that would be great, but I really want to be here for the 7 shows a week that I'm slated to be. Other than when I have my concerts, check my website, laurabenanti.com. So yeah, and that's what I'm working on right now.
You know, you have a lot of fans outside of the theater from all the other things that you do that will be coming to see you in My Fair Lady, to see you who've never seen theater, but it's going to change them forever. What that means to you.
It means a lot to me. It actually already happened. People that liked my Melania impression came on Tuesday, my opening night, and they had no idea I could sing like that. You know, people who had come to see me actually just at 54 Below, who became fans of mine through that. They obviously knew I could sing, but they didn't know I could act. So I'm hoping that, you know, I've been acting now since I was 18, so for 21 years. I'm hoping that the Nashville fans and the Supergirl fans and, you know, the Colbert fans, I'm hoping that they come and see this. They certainly won't be disappointed, I hope.
You're going into your weekend. We're here on a Friday night. You're doing tonight. You're doing shows tomorrow.
Yes.
You're doing shows Sunday.
Yes.
So what's your prep like before you go on tonight?
I will stretch. I will vocalize. I will put a heating pad on my body to relax my muscles. I will stop talking. I'll steam. I'll drink some tea and just give it a good old...
What are you enjoying the most so far? I know it's all newer, but just doing this, being back on Broadway, doing your dream role, what it means to you.
You know what I'm really enjoying? When I was 18 and I had my first job on Broadway ever, that was my dream and I was fulfilling it, so it felt really special, and this feels similar. You know, the sense of gratitude that I have. But now I'm fulfilling a dream, but I also have 21 years of experience to know that that really doesn't always happen. And I've been through a lot with this community. I've been through a lot with the theatrical community, highs and lows. And I can tell you, I genuinely feel a sense of celebration from these people that I have loved and admired my entire life. So I just, you know, honestly, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody who makes it possible for me to do this for a living. Thank you for coming to see the show. Thank you for my life. You know, not everybody gets to do what they love for a living, and I do, and the only reason I get to do it is because of the fans.